Hi everyone, here I am, my first YouTube video, and I'm excited to share what my videos are going to be about. So I've decided to review books, mostly about spirituality, but it could be anything else, whatever I'm called to share really. And today I'm going to start with a book, but before that, just a little bit about me. I am an artist and a yoga teacher, but I will not be doing any yoga or painting here, although this is my painting. But you can see some more of my artwork on my website, listed below. And also feel free to comment below about the books that I'm reviewing, and feel free to talk about these concepts with your friends. Feel free to email me and write to me, and hopefully start more discussion about these things. The first book that I'm going to be reviewing is called The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I came across this book 3 years ago. Actually, I purchased it after I had read The Four Agreements by him. And also I had read The Four Levels of Attachment. Is that what it is? Oh, it's called The Five Levels of Attachment. And so I will also be reviewing these at some point. I just was called to reread this one recently, although I had read it a while ago, and I'm glad I did reread it because there were some things in there that resonated with me, and so I felt called to share. And this is why I'm starting this channel. It's because I feel called to share some of these concepts that I come across. And I know they're not new by any means. A lot of spiritual teachers have talked about them, but everyone has their own little twist about it. So it'll be nice to have a compilation of all these ideas. And the reason I want to do this too is because I want to learn more and sort of have a deeper understanding of all these concepts. So it's also for my own learning. So we will start. The book is written by Don Miguel Ruiz, and he is a Toltec Nagual, a healer, and he comes from a long line of healers. He was born in Mexico and raised in Mexico, and he has written so many books. I don't think I've read all of them yet, but I hope to someday. Anyhow, so this book is mainly about the concept of self-love, and he says that we are all born healthy, and then we get poisoned by the system of punishment and reward. And he says, you know, our parents expect us to do stuff, and if we don't do it, we get punished. But if we do what they want, then we get rewarded. And this teaches us to start being other than who we are, and we start to put on these masks and then take them into our relationships. And then the reason we take these masks into our relationships is because we want to release them. He says this mask is a poison, and we take it so that we can release it. And it's also the concept of like losing our innocence with these masks. So he talks about the concept of sin, but he says it's not about good or bad. For me, the way I understood it is that the concept of sin is this idea of having a mask, so being who you're not, in authenticity, not showing people who you really truly are at your core. So so we take this poison into our relationships, and he says that to the Toltec Naguals it's called a parasite, and sometimes these parasites can also be found all the way in our ancestral lineage. So they come from our ancestors. In order to remove this parasite, he says we have to open up our emotional wounds. So realizing that our suffering is not taking place in this present moment is how we start to open our emotional wounds. And also by not believing anyone. He even says don't believe him. So it's about finding our own truth. So opening up our emotional wounds is finding out what our truth is, not what our parents' truth is, not what our society's truth is, not what his truth is, not what Don Miguel's truth is, but what it is that is true to us. And he also says that we must realize, for us to master love, we must realize that happiness comes from inside us, and that we are dreaming our life, and we cannot be responsible for someone else's dream. So, and also one of the things that he really stresses on is that we need to communicate our dream. If we are to master love, if we are in a relationship, we need to communicate our dream so that we know if our dreams are compatible. And that is actually a way to make our dreams compatible. And it's not about trying to change the person. It's about accepting them exactly as they are. Because if we try to change them, then we are trying to manipulate their dream. And obviously such a relationship will not work, and it's not coming from a place of love. So these are the core messages that he talks about. I want to end this video with what he starts his book with. He starts it with a story about a man and his master. And this man loves his master so much that he invites him over for dinner. Well, the master agrees to come over, but then the days pass by and he never shows up. Instead, this man keeps getting all kinds of people at his door, you know, an older lady, a younger guy, and they all need dinner and shelter. And so he invites them in and allows them to have dinner, and he's still disappointed that his master never showed up. So one day he bumps into his master on the street, and he's like, oh, you know, like, why have I not seen you? And the master tells him, of course, I was there every day. You know, all these people that you welcomed into your space, those are all me. So it's a timeless message that everyone that you meet is, you know, a part of the whole, and just by embracing people just as they are, regardless of who they are, and that's the path to unconditional love. So basically that's all I have to say for today. I hope to be making longer videos, but I'm starting out slow and I tend to be a little camera shy, so this is a huge step for me. I appreciate you watching, and I hope to hear from you. Until next time, I'll try to be doing these often, but I can't promise how often. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.